Hey YouTube, Kiratwick here, bringing you all an update to my 6 Samurai Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile for post-Rage of the Abyss. We got a bunch of new 6 Samurai cards in the latest Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster set. Some new extra deck monsters, including some new main deck monsters and a new spell. So a good amount of new cards to be able to use in the deck for the special summon power that the 6 Samurai deck has, all their many different extra deck monsters, and then just their overall monster spam that they can provide for the deck to be able to do. Very, very happy with the new cards we got. The new monsters just have some great search power and special summon power that you can make use of with the old 6 Samurai support. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the main deck monsters. For the new 6 Samurai monsters, we're running 3 copies of Anarchist Monk of the 6 Samurai. If you control a 6 Samurai monster other than Anarchist Monk, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon this card once per turn this way. You can only use each of the following effects of Anarchist Monk once per turn. If it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one 6 Samurai quick play spell from your deck to your hand. And a 6 Samurai monster that's synchro summoned using this card gains the effect. The levels of all monsters your opponent control are reduced by 1. Having a level reduction effect really makes your opponent think for some of their extra deck plays, because it can, shift the Xyz monsters, the synchro monsters that they want to make using those cards. So a great disruption monster, with it also just being another easy special summon monster to then place on the field. And being able to search out a 6 Samurai quick play spell gives us access to Asceticism of the 6 Samurai, and our new 6 Strike Double Assault can be searched by the next monster that we run, which is our Tactical Trainer of the 6 Samurai. If you control a 6 Samurai monster other than Tactical Trainer, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Tactical Trainer once per turn this way. You can only use each of the following effects of Tactical Trainer once per turn. If it's sent to the graveyard from the field, you can add one 6 strike card from your deck to your, or graveyard to your hand, and a 6 Samurai monster that was synchro summon using this card gains the effect. Monsters your opponent control lose 500 attacks. So you have a level reduction and a monster attack reduction thanks to your Tactical Trainer. Having a search for your 6 strike, like I said before, is great for setting up this spell as well. Being able to give you resources for your other 6 Samurai cards, but they both are tuner monsters, so they work well with the non-tuners, being a level 3 tuner and a level 2 tuner also. For the other older 6 Samurai cards, still running the 3 Kizon. Kizon is just so good in the deck. If you control a face-up 6 Samurai monster other than Kizon, you can special summon this card from your hand, and while you control 2 or more other face-up 6 Samurai monsters, it gains 300 attack and defense. Just another good special summon resource by having a 6 Samurai resource on the field. And you can use Kizon with your new Tactical Trainer to be able to summon out our level 6 monster, the Legendary Lord 6 Samurai Shien, or even our Legendary Lord 6 Samurai Inishi. We have both of these synchro options available to us with the combo of these 2 monsters. I also run 3 copies of Legendary 6 Samurai Kageki. When it's normal summon, you can special summon a level 4 or lower 6 Samurai monster from your hand. While you control a 6 Samurai monster with a different name, it gains 1500 attack. A level 3 monster to work well with our level 3 tuner to then just have more access with those cards. If you go for this summon, or even our level 2, you have access to the original Shien. They all just work very, very well together depending on the synchro summon that you want to go for. We're also running 2 copies of our Secret 6 Samurai Kizaru. When it's special summon, you can add from your deck to your hand one 6 Samurai monster with a different attribute from every monster you control. And also with this card, if exactly one 6 Samurai monster you control and no other cards will be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. Protection for your 6 Samurais on the field, and just with the different attributes, we have a Dark and Earth attribute to be able to use for this card's search as well. And easy special summon with cards like our new 6 strike special summon option with that spell, but we'll get to it when we go over the spells. 2 copies of Secret 6 Samurai Fuma. Being a level 1 monster, I'd say the easiest way to summon out this card is with our Shien's Dojo, having the option for the 1 counter when we summon out a 6 Samurai monster on the field, and then just get rid of the counter to summon out Fuma to the field also. And then for the 1-ofs, 1 copy of Secret 6 Samurai Hatsume, and the 1 copy of Grandmaster of the 6 Samurai. Another level 3 non-tuner, being able to banish 2 6 Samurai monsters from your graveyard and our face from the field to target a 6 Samurai in our graveyard, except for Secret of the 6 Samurai Hatsume, and special summon to get back whether one of our leveled resources, to then go for an additional synchro play, just for the banish, and then Grandmaster another easy special summon to the field also. With the last of our monsters just being 3 copies of Ash Blossom. I'm running this and the Infinite Impermanence for the hand traps of choice in the deck. So if you wanted to run cards like Ghost Mourner, you can always swap around with some of the other spells and traps we run in the deck. For the spells, we're running 3 copies of Shien's Smoke Signal. You act 1 level 3 or lower 6 Samurai monster from your deck to your hand. It just gives you search options for either one of the 2 monsters that we run now in the deck. And it's also a non-once per turn. So if you just need that specific card, it's a definite 3-of just because we're running more and more lower level 6 Samurai monsters also. 3 copies of Shien's Dojo. Each time a 6 Samurai monster is normal or special summon, place 1 Bushido counter on this card. And you can send this card to the graveyard to special summon 1 6 Samurai or Shien effect monster from your main deck whose level is less than or equal to the number of Bushido counters on this card. So set up once again just for more and more summons we get off of our 6 Samurai monsters. The 3 copies of 6 Samurai United. Each time a 6 Samurai monster is normal or special summon, place 1 Bushido counter on this card, max 2. Then you can send this card to the graveyard to draw 1 card for each Bushido counter on it. Draw power, just once again a non-once per turn. So if you set up 2 of these cards, summon out 2 6 Samurai monsters. That's a draw 4 just from summoning out 2 monsters to the field before you then go for an extra deck play. 2 of the new copies of the 6 Strike Double Assault. Apply 1 of these effects, or if you control 2 or more 6 Samurai monsters, you can apply both effects in sequence. Special summon 1 6 Samurai monster with 2,000 or less attack from your hand or graveyard, or change 1 monster your opponent controls with 2,000 less attack to face down defense. So it's basically a searchable Book of Moon with one of our new 6 Samurai monsters. And during your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard to target a 6 Samurai monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Add back power as well to then reuse that card. It's one of the best ways I would say in the deck now to summon Kizaru if you don't set up the Bushido counters with either one of our cards, whether it be Shien's Dojo or our Gateway to the 6. The one card I haven't gone over yet, I sadly could not find any of the copies that I run for the deck, but if you were to run it, is Asceticism of the 6 Samurai. It's searchable with our other 6 Samurai monsters, so I definitely do recommend running it so you can search it off of your Anarchist Monk of the 6 Samurai. If you were to run the Asceticisms, take out these 2 Forbidden Droplets. These are just placeholders for the Asceticisms, so if you wanted to run Asceticism, you would take out these 2 spells for 2 copies of Asceticism of the 6 Samurai, and then also the 1 copy of Call by the Grave and the 1 Monster Reborn to finish off the rest of the spell count. For the traps, along with the Ash Blossoms, we're just running 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence for our hand trap of choice, being able to activate it during your opponent's turn while you control no face-up cards, so just great disruption along with the Ash Blossom. For the extra deck, we have the 1 copy of the new Legendary Lord 6 Samurai Shien. I would honestly run 2 of this card. If you were to do so, you could drop down one of the Link monsters running for an additional copy of this card. If it's Synchro Summon, you can add 1 6 Samurai monster or 1 Shien effect monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can use this effect of Shien once per turn, and once per turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. If this card on the field will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy 1 monster you control instead. So it's the monster effect negation Shien that we finally got for the deck, with our other legendary 6 Samurai Shien being the spell and trap negation. They both work very well together. You can easily summon out both of these cards depending on the resources you have for your cards as well. I'll go over the combo at the end of the video, but also the 1 copy of Legendary Lord 6 Samurai Inishi. Warrior monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense during the battle phase only, and you can only use each of the following effects of Inishi once per turn. If it's Synchro Summon, you can banish any number of 6 Samurai monsters from your graveyard, then target that many monsters your opponent controls, return those monsters to the hand. If it's sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 of your banished 6 Samurai monsters resources, but like the initial Inishi for the main deck, it is a banished card to rely on, and then just special summon power when you send it to the graveyard. I also run the 1 copy of Naturia Beast, the 1 Barkion, just more lockdown for spell and traps with these 2 monsters. Once again, very easy to summon out, especially since the new monster that we got, Tactical Trainer, is an Earth Tuner. So with this card being the Earth Tuner, and then the non-tuner Earth monsters, which we can use with some of our other setup, it comes in handy for those summons, especially when we get out those resources to be able to use on the field for our summon, depending on the monsters that you want to go out for. For the summon in the deck, you have the Kizaru for that level reduction as well, using the Naturia Beast, and then also the 1 copy of Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon to finish off the synchros. You can always take this card out if you want for the 2nd copy of Shien as well for that spot, since our Crystal Wing is just another monster effect negation, but an easier summon would be the Shien also. 2 copies of Battle Shogun of the 6 Samurai for additional Bushido counters that we can build up with this card, and also the 1 copy of SB Little Knight, the 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Nightmare Cerberus, the 1 Nightmare Unicorn, and the 1 Boral Sword Dragon for the Link monsters, with the rest of the extract being 1 Rihan and the 1 Dugaris for more draw power. You have the 6 Samurai United and the Dugaris just for more additional summons, using those cards in the deck to be able to do so. And then as for some of the Goto Plays in the deck, as for added setup, you can use Kageki for a lot of the plays in the deck to be able to do so. With that summon, all you need is the additional setup for your other monsters to be able to summon out. So if you have, let's say, our Shien Smoke Signal, the Kageki, and then the additional setup, let's just say you have both the needed combo cards for your cards, you can add the monster off of your Shien Smoke Signal, adding the other new Six Samurai monster that you don't have in your hand, because they both have special summon resources. Normally you could just summon the Kizan off of your hand, but if you go for the Kageki summon, your opponent could be tempted to stop this card with impermanence, baiting out the hand trap. Then you can just summon Kizan with its own effect, having the effect for both your additional cards as well for special summons onto the field. And then from there you have all your resources needed for your synchro summons. You can go for the first play using your Kageki and your Tactical Trainer to summon out your legendary Six Samurai Shien. You can then activate the effect of your Tactical Trainer to add your 6-strike spell from your deck to your hand. And then also the additional summon would be your Kizan and your Anarchist Monk to be able to summon out the new level 6 copy of Shien. And then from there you have the additional summon for your monster to then be able to use for the final search to search out the asceticism when your Anarchist Monk is sent to the graveyard also. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Just for the added addition for some of the cards in the deck, you have the playstyle that was the original Six Samurai deck with the added new boss monsters to use as well. So the one thing also just left out was the lack of the level 3 Earth attribute monster to be able to summon out the Naturia Beast in the deck. We have the level 4 Earth in the form of Kizaru to use with the Barkion and the Tactical Trainer, but if you wanted to run a level 3 Earth Six Samurai, you could always either take out the Hatsume, which is a water attribute, for a Spirit of the Six Samurai, or the normal Six Samurai monster being Earth attribute to use for those cards to be able to summon out your Naturia Beast in the deck as well. If you wanted to just add that additional monster, you could try taking out the Monster Reborn for that one spot as well, since we have the 6-strike in the deck. But once again, as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.